God's people, I come to you today with a kind of funny story that has landed me in the scriptural reference that I have. When I was younger, my family used to go to this church who had children's church, and one of the things that they used to do was um, have us remember or recite a verse. So we had to go home, we had to study a verse and recite it. So me being the um, smart aleck that I kind of have always been my entire life, I decided to find the verse with as little words as possible. And that particular verse was pray without ceasing. However, I remembered the verse but could not remember where it came from. But today I'm reading to you um, where that verse comes from, which is First Thessalonians 5:17. And I'm reading from the Amplified Version, which reads, Be unceasing and persistent in prayer. Now, this verse on its own carries a lot of magnitude to me because it basically employs you or us as believers of God to create a routine of praying, to have a reoccurring session, a reoccurring daily mindset that asks us to communicate with God. And that right there is powerful because if you don't know the power of prayer, I beseech you to pray every day about something and watch the situation actually change. It's not so much so that you would get the answer that you were specifically praying for or you would get the result that you're expecting. However, God has this magnificent way of addressing the situation the way that He sees fit for it to be addressed. So, praying without ceasing um, on its own, just in prayer, is an amazing thing that I truly, truly believe and will attest to having a change in your life. However, I want to extend that beyond just prayer because I truly feel like as humans, we struggle with so many things in life because we're not consistent. And this verse, to me, calls upon us to be consistent about something, not just prayer. Because when you're consistent about something, as I said before, change happens. A lot of times we want to lose weight. We're not consistent with our eating habits. We're not consistent with going to the gym. We don't get there. We don't want to work for the company that we work for anymore. We want to be self employed. We want to fire our bosses. But we're not consistent in seeking opportunities to get into a better place with what we know God is calling us to do. We would rather accept mediocrity and take the easy route out. We're not consistent in the things that will make a change. Um, Social media and mainstream news would have you believe that, you know, that perfect handout or that mommy or daddy giving you a small loan of $1 million, um, you know, winning the lottery or fine tuning your resume to the best, thing to get you into that dream job are ways to be successful in life. And not to discredit any of those methodologies. However, for, me, you, the average person, or the above average person who just is not afforded those opportunities, that's not always the case. So, if you're consistent, though, I think that you can, no, not I think, I know that you can get those results that you're seeking. You're not waiting for someone to hand something out to you. You're getting up every morning at 5 a.m. to do your research. You're getting up every morning with a drive under you to make sure that you're going to accomplish a goal that you set for yourself. You're waking up every morning pouring into yourself more time than you poured into somebody's day job, some 9 to 5, because that's what's going to get you the results that you want. And that all begins with prayer. So when you start a routine of praying without ceasing, and then you start a routine of pouring into yourself without ceasing, you start a routine of committing to something without ceasing, consistently doing something every day, even though you don't see results for the first week, month, or maybe even year, but you know at some point in time there's going to be a breakthrough. And the thing that we have to get outside of our own heads is that it's going to be a breakthrough in God's time, not your time. But He's looking for you to be consistent in whatever it is that you confess to committing to. So I pray that you find a way and you make the time to commit to something and put in the work, because God will reward you for that. Pray you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.